You made it. You are officially in the masterclass for powerhouse women to stop hustling for love, approval, and acceptance. This is the information that I wished I would have had decades ago. It would have spared me decades of pain, tens of thousands of dollars, and so much time. I am handing this to you right now, and this sets my soul on fire. So grab a pen, pop some corn. We are going to get into it. This masterclass is for you if you are a powerhouse woman who is successful in her career, intelligent, resourceful as fuck, but you keep failing in relationships and it is driving you bananas and causing you so much pain. You find yourself constantly stuck in your head, overthinking, analyzing, and questioning everything. You attract emotionally unavailable partners like a boss. You constantly fall for potential. You wait for your needs to be met, and you never truly feel seen and heard. You've tried therapy. You've read all the books. You know your unhealthy pattern. You could speak to it till you're blue in the face, but you keep doing the same damn thing. You've put others first for decades. You don't really know your needs, and perhaps you don't even really know who you are anymore. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to break unhealthy relationship patterns fast. This is a 3-step system to rewire your mind and body to break this pattern for good at the root, to break free from the hustle for love, free from overthinking, overgiving, and overworking. I'm going to bet that you've been playing healing whack-a-mole like a boss, doing all of the things to heal this unhealthy relationship pattern, but you've never had a real system. Before I dig in, I gotta tell you, it's very common for high achieving women to fail in relationships. Very common. So you are not broken. You are not alone. And you, by all means, are not stuck. In fact, the hustle for love pattern is normal for high achieving women because 75% of high achieving women come from troubled homes. They learned between the ages of 6 and 10 to hustle for love. They learned to achieve, to seek approval, and often became that good girl. They learned to shrink, hide their emotions. We can't feel that. Emotions aren't welcome here. Keep the peace. Mom and dad are yelling, or dad's drunk, or maybe your sibling was really bad, so you had to be really good. Maybe you had to care for others. Maybe you had to care for your mom, be her emotional support, or care for her physically. Or perhaps maybe you had to be a parent to a younger sibling when you were only 6, 7, or 8. What often happens is you overachieve, you crush your grades, you play all the sports, you do everything to get scraps of love, attention, and approval, and of course, to keep the peace. This results in excessive overthinking, overgiving, and overachieving because you didn't get enough love. This is how you adapted. Anxious or avoidant attachment is a maladaptive attachment pattern. You had to adapt to the environment. Therefore, your definition of love, I have to fix things, keep the peace, prove myself. By all means, I have to settle for the scraps that I'm getting. And it also resulted in you chasing potential. All of this plays out in adult relationships. You replicate this because this is normal for you. This hustle for love operating system is exactly why you're a baddie in your career and why you fail in relationships. Good news, you're not doomed and you do not have to suffer alone. In fact, you don't even have to suffer. Imagine a future where you are not stuck in your head. You actually feel energized, focused, calm, and you show up as your fullest, most authentic, badass self every day. I mean, the youiest you, the magnetic version of you. You bring that gorgeous energy to life for yourself, for your people, for your kids, for your coworkers. You feel deeply seen, heard, and valued, and only invest in healthy, fulfilling relationships. And you never hustle to prove your worth. You just walk away like no problem from unhealthy situations. You do this with ease and love and unshakable self worth. You trust yourself and you've turned your wishbone into a backbone. You end each day feeling at peace. You know you did enough. You are enough and you are fully in love with the life that you're building. Now, I know I said imagine a future, but I want to show you a few clients that I've worked with and how this system just absolutely transforms their lives. Let's take Helena, for example. She's a 42-year-old business owner, realtor, and mother of three. Before we started the work together, she was unhappy, overwhelmed, and she was unsure if she was in the right relationship. She had put everyone else first her entire life. She was always busy, felt like she was never doing enough. And if she wasn't doing for others, she had this immense sense of guilt. She was overthinking, not present, emotionally reactive to her kids, and had that mom guilt, always stressed, like fighting the squirrels. I talk about squirrels like the thoughts in your head. You're not your thoughts, always caught up in them. All of my clients were. And she struggled with sleep, and she was also emotionally eating. Because of our work together, she was able to recognize and release the core trauma in her body that caused the hustle for love pattern. She stopped taking on other people's responsibilities, including her partner, her kids, her coworkers. She put herself first for the first time in her life without guilt. Now she shows up as her authentic self. I mean, this woman glows and she is in her truth and in her power. She is the fullest expression of herself. She's present in the moment and she communicates her needs like a boss. If she doesn't want to do something, she's going to tell you with love. She's going to keep her alignment and keep on moving on peacefully. She did end up leaving her partner and did so in a very loving and peaceful way, then moved on to purchase her own home, her little sanctuary. She's now building more aligned relationships with her kids and new friends, and she is at peace at the end of each day. You'll see in the bottom right corner, we actually measure the results. Her relationship fulfillment score was 18 out of 50 before, and now it's 43. Another client, Liliana, 44 years old, engineer and corporate badass. Before the work, she was stuck in overthinking and overworking, and she did not feel seen or valued at work. She struggled to feel worthy no matter how hard she worked. She was always worried about what her bosses were thinking. Would she get the promotion? Was this work good enough? Always caught in her head, even though she was a badass getting great reviews. She was always stressed about the future of her romantic relationship and wasn't fully leaning in. She was holding back in fear. She was overwhelmed, triggered easily, not present, and struggled to care for her mind and body. Her habits were way off. She was actually over exercising to distract from the swirls and the noise in her head. Because of our work together, she recognized and released the core trauma in her body, that hustle for love pattern. She stopped hustling to feel worthy, deeply loves herself, and now successfully balances work and life. She actually secured a more aligned career where she's not in that hustle culture. She takes care of her mind and body in a way that's peaceful for her. She's present and calm, and she's at peace at the end of each day. Now she's showing up as her full self, is worthy without doing. She's improved all of her relationships. She feels more at peace. She's more open and more vulnerable. Now feels more deeply seen and heard with her friends as well as her coworkers. Another client, Julie, she's 44 years old, a corporate regional manager, actor, and single mom of two. She struggled with the pain from divorce. She had a really hard time being present with her kids. She was still stuck in resentment from how the divorce went down, very distracted at work, and she was terrified to repeat the same relationship pattern. She wanted to demonstrate healthy relationships for her kids. She knew that how she was modeling love would directly reflect the relationships that her kids would have in the future. So she was really adamant on breaking this generational trauma pattern so that her kids could experience healthy love down the road. She was mentally scattered, triggered easily, and did not take care of herself. She really struggled to co-parent. She was more in fear versus love and this resentment. And she wanted so desperately to show up at her best for her kids. Because of our work together, she recognized and released the core trauma in her body to break the hustle for love pattern. She's now able to own her triggers, respond instead of react. She leads with more love and patience and assumes good of others while not tolerating anything. She's built consistent and stress-free mind and body habits. I believe she lost around 12 pounds as well during our time together. She now shows up energized and confident in her skin. She's built stronger connections with her kids. She's dramatically improved the co-parenting relationship. And now she's in a fulfilling romantic relationship, leaning in a loving way and building this relationship without being riddled with fear. Clients' results by the numbers, they come in at an average of 15 out of 50 on the relationship fulfillment score, and they leave at a 43 out of 50. Now, the core pillars that we measure are on the left. These 5 pillars directly track to breaking that hustle for love pattern at the root. Before I dive in, I want to share my story and how I discovered this. In 2017, I was successful as fuck. I had the resume. I was in the military post 9/11, the CIA, reality TV for health and fitness. I had several degrees, including my MBA from a top 30 school, 6-figure jobs at the best management consulting firms. I'd started a business, had a gorgeous home, and I even had a wife. I was crushing societal success like a boss. Although I was successful, I felt overwhelmed, anxious. I was always in my head. I was never doing enough, and I never felt good enough. I kept going faster, and then my marriage imploded. When that happened, my trauma had stacked so much that I hit my rock bottom. My dad dying in my arms after I was his primary caregiver for 7 months when I was only 19 years old. And then being in the military, getting hunted for my sexuality and almost kicked out while getting Airman of the Year. That trauma with my wife, like just dealing with infidelity, losing my best friend, and she was my business partner, and she was my wife. It all stacked, and it was too much for my body. From there, I kept repeating unhealthy relationship patterns. I chased emotionally unavailable women. I was obsessed with potential, and I constantly settled, and I was always stuck in my head. I was like this little lady on the right with this net, chasing ladies just like I chase success. I found myself dating people that were never available. My first girlfriend had a boyfriend. My second one was fresh out of an engagement. My wife had a partner, and I was like, oh, this is cool. She's hitting on me. My ex-girlfriend after the marriage still lived with her girlfriend. I used to be wildly embarrassed by that. The most painful part of this, I spent roughly 90% of my time stuck in my head. So here I am building a badass company. If I wasn't distracting myself with work, a podcast, or some sort of self-help book, I was ruminating about this relationship. I was literally worried about if this woman would choose me, who was working over 80 hours per week, drank too much for my liking, was still living with her ex. I knew this was silly, but I was still chasing her. I needed to walk away, but I didn't have the strength, and I just kept betraying myself. And it was so incredibly painful because I have a huge mission to make an impact in this world, yet I was just throwing my potential away. I knew that this was silly, but I couldn't break free. I literally thought my brain was broken. Like, why is my brain so focused on this? What is wrong with my brain? Therapy, self-help books, podcast, healing retreats, none of this would fix my brain. I was embarrassed, wildly distracted, angry at myself, and I was not operating at my true potential. The pain led me to work on this problem full time. I had to build the roadmap to rewire my mind and body. My business was running itself. So I had the freedom to invest 8 years full time and over $45,000 to break this pattern. My journey included thousands of hours of therapy, self-help books, podcasts, courses, retreats, yoga and meditation, plant medicine. I went on my Eat, Pray, Love solo trip to Bali, trauma release and rewiring. I finally learned that it's very common for high achieving women to fail at relationships. This was relief. Like the same pattern that made me successful is the same one that's making me fail in relationships. So I built a 3-step system to break this hustle for love pattern for good, to make this so simple. Because of this system, I'm present, calm in my mind and body. I'm free from overthinking. I'm so clear on my needs and desires, and my needs and desires always align with my daily actions. I show up as my full self in every room unapologetically. I'm at peace with who I am. I'm proud of what I accomplished each day, and I have an unshakable sense of self-worth. I only prioritize and build healthy, fulfilling relationships. I never chase, and I never tolerate relationships that don't meet my needs. And I have deep, unshakable self-trust that I can always walk away from something that's not aligned with me. Now, I love helping powerhouse women stop hustling for love, approval, and acceptance to finally feel fulfilled. After 12 years in the wellness industry and working with hundreds of ambitious women, I know that you must break this pattern to get to fulfillment. I am on a personal mission to help millions of women break the hustle for love pattern, to step into their truest selves, to unlock their true potential, and to unlock peace and fulfillment. Because when women are in their power, everyone rises. In this moment, given where we are as a society, the world desperately needs more regulated, aligned, and powerful as fuck women. We need you in your power. We need you free from this hustle for love pattern and fully operating at your potential. To finally feel fulfilled in relationships and in life, you must break this pattern. You must rewire your nervous system at the root where the pattern started. You can't do this through healing whack-a-mole. And you must put your needs and desires and dreams first without guilt. Ultimately, this empowers you to show up at your best every day. You showing up at your best, in your power, in your truth, with your magnetic energy, full of love, at your full potential, is the greatest gift you can give to this world. So you putting yourself first is not selfish. In fact, it's the most selfless thing you can possibly do in this life. All right, here are the exact 3 steps to break the hustle for love pattern. Number 1, your best self. You learning how to put yourself first, unapologetically to show up at your best. Number 2, relationship clarity. Having immense clarity on needs and desires and deal breakers in relationships and being able to practice discernment. Number 3, aligned relationships. Only investing in healthy, fulfilling relationships. Number 1, your best self. Showing up as your best, most authentic self every day. This is you putting yourself first to show up present with a calm mind and body, energized and loving, free from worrying or overthinking. Being able to operate at your true potential in relationships and in your career. The process to get here, number 1, is to train your focus daily. Our set point is to feel bad. 2/3 of the amygdala, the emotional regulator in the brain, is always looking for what could go wrong. So our brain is always tracking us back into the past, which is directly linked to sadness and depression, or into the future, which is directly linked to stress and anxiety. So if the brain is left untrained, we naturally feel bad. So we must train our focus to be in the present moment to actually feel good. That's step 1. Because if you're stuck in your head 90% of the time, we don't have anything to work with. We got to get you into the moment so that we have that capacity to do the work. Number 2, nervous system regulation. The body keeps the score. If you have that lump in your throat and bricks on your chest, that's just decades of trauma stacked and stacked. You need tools and frameworks that empower you to start to release some of the feelings from the body, nervous system energy that's not serving you. But you need to learn how to do that at your pace in a safe way that's completely stress-free. Number 3, healthy habits. Your habits mirror the relationship you have with yourself. Most people have a very unhealthy relationship with habits. They think, oh, I should work out. I should eat better. But I haven't worked out for months, so I need to work out for 2 hours a day. You get caught in this all or nothing mentality and the push mentality. That's just a byproduct of the hustle for love mentality. It's this constant state of resistance, pushing yourself because you think you need to do more, need to be perfect. I teach you healthy habits in an entirely new way. Habits are the best vehicles to learn the practice of self-inquiry, meaning asking yourself, what do I really want? How can I move my body in a way that I love? How long do I want to move? What do I want to eat? What's a decision I would love right now and a decision I would also love tomorrow? You've always learned to look outside for what others need. So in order to be your best self, you have to look inward and start asking yourself questions. Starting with habits is a really low stakes way to do this, to practice and to build the muscle. So you learn to make me first decisions that you love, and you start to see progress. Then you start to build self-trust. You start to turn your wishbone into a backbone. And ultimately, you end with a whole habit stack that's designed for you, stress-free, fits into your life with ease, and sustainable as hell because you love them. And most importantly, you've learned the skills of self-inquiry, you've built self-trust, and you're now learning how to put yourself first in a loving and stress-free way. So those are the steps to show up as your best self every single damn day. Here's an impact snapshot. So number 1, train your focus daily. I have a client quote, I used to be consumed by the past. I couldn't be in the moment, even with my kids. Now I actually feel present in my life. For nervous system regulation, before this, I didn't know how to sit with my emotions. Now I know how to calm my mind and body. I'm not running from my emotions anymore. I feel safe in my body now, and I feel comfortable in stillness. Woo! Number 3, healthy habits. You gave me tools that actually work for me. I feel strong, energized, and I finally put myself first without guilt. Number 2, relationship clarity. This is where you get wicked clear on your needs and desires, and you're able to practice discernment like a boss. Relationship clarity defined, you processed and you feel at peace with your past trauma. You're clear on your relationship needs, desires, and deal breakers. You trust your ability to discern what you should move closer to versus not. The process on the right, number 1, the trauma rewire. This is all about somatic processes to break the hustle for love pattern at the root. You need specific somatic tools that feel good for you. Now, when I say breaking the pattern at the root, I don't need to know the deep, dark secrets of your past trauma and your muck. No, we just need to understand the feeling, how it presents in the body now. Then we need to trace the root. I need to teach you how to release the feelings at the root. And then we're able to rewire your love operating system, to rewrite your core belief on love. And in this process, you actually build your toolkit so you can sustain the changes and perform the maintenance as needed. Number 2, you need your personalized connection ladder. This is the methodology where you walk through it and get wicked clear on your needs, desires, and deal breakers in relationships. You create your own actionable model for discernment. You know exactly when to walk away with clarity and conviction. There's no wondering and sticking around and settling for years or decades. The impact snapshot. Number 1, the trauma rewire. In my client's words, I was always doing everything to earn love, overgiving, over-explaining, and proving myself. Now, I finally feel like I'm enough without all that. I was repeating the same relationship over and over, being the one who gives everything and gets breadcrumbs. Now I see it so clearly, I'll never go back. That's some conviction. Number 2, personalized connection ladder. I always put everyone else first. I didn't even know what I needed. This was the first time I realized what I truly want in a relationship, not just what I was willing to tolerate. Now I know what I deserve and I'm done settling for less. Oh, after you go through phase 2 of this model, you're ruined because you know where the pattern came from and you've discharged a lot of that energy from the body by healing the root. Now, when someone comes along offering you scraps, it's not that you're not triggered. It's not that you don't feel it in your body. It's that your body is so damn loud that you can't tolerate it. You can't dismiss it. If you're dating someone and he's really hot and he's reaching out and he's like warm and lovey, and then the next week he's cold as hell, your body's going to reject that so hard. You're going to be like, fuck that. I'm done with that. It is wild. Your body tells you no and you can't dismiss it because that's the old hustle for love pattern and you break it in this phase. Number 3, aligned relationships. You only invest in healthy, fulfilling relationships. You prioritize yourself and show up as your full self. You make decisions you love in all of your relationships, and you never abandon yourself because you know you showing up at your best is your greatest gift. So you can't abandon yourself and do that at the same time. The process. Number 1, be the love that you seek. Show up calm, present, and loving, and the right people will meet you here. So often women are so caught up and I'm not getting treated right. I'm dating emotionally unavailable people. I'm getting scraps. I deserve more. I say all this with love. You're attracting that type of love because you are giving that type of love. If you're caught up in the hustle for love pattern, you're distracted. You're stuck in your head. You're worried about the future and you're anxious. You're caught in fear and a bunch of muck and not showing up as your best self. So if you really want kick-ass relationships, not just romantic, but to up-level every relationship, you must be the love that you seek. You must show up in the practice of love with all of your people. That is how you attract the love that you deserve. Number 2, you're going to learn how to navigate difficult situations with love and ease. You'll learn simple, proven frameworks to deeply see and value others, to share your truth, what feels good for you, your needs and your desires, without fear and without worry and without guilt. Number 3, you'll learn how to prioritize your alignment with love. You'll prioritize your needs and desires so you can show up at your best. You'll move towards or away from relationships with conviction and ease. And finally, you'll feel unshakable peace because you always lead with love and you are always showing up at your best. And you know with every part of your being, the right people are in your life at the right time. Step 3, impact snapshot. I didn't just learn how to love myself, I learned how to love others without losing myself. The more I love myself, the more I attract people who love me the same way. It's wild how different this feels. Number 2, navigate difficult situations with love. I stay regulated, speak my truth, and have hard conversations without spiraling. I'm not afraid to share my needs anymore. I've got the tools. I use them with love, not fear. 3, prioritize your alignment with love. I used to put everyone else first. Now I make decisions I love. No more guilt, no more self-abandonment. I trust myself now. Once you break the hustle for love pattern, you finally feel at peace and fulfilled. In my client's words, some more quotes. For the first time, I feel present in my own life. I'm calm. I'm not drowning or chasing. I trust myself. I finally feel like me, and I love who that is. I used to do everything for everyone and feel like I was never doing enough. Now I live aligned with what I want, and I'm deeply fulfilled. I thought I needed someone else to make me happy, but once I learned how to put myself first, everything in my life changed. So powerful. So, at this point, you really have 2 options. You can keep playing healing whack-a-mole. You will have more failed relationships, a ton of discontent, a ton of pain. You will model these relationship patterns for your kids. This will distract from your work. You won't be your true self. You will be stuck in this muck for decades. Or You have a second option. You can invest in a real system. You can do this 3-month mentorship with me to break the pattern for good. And I'll be really honest with you. I don't know of another system that's out there that empowers you to do this in this robust, proven, measurable way. You're probably wondering what's included in my program by this point. Let me tell you. First of all, there's a step-by-step healing system. It's going to teach you how to be your own guru. You're going to learn how to break the hustle for love pattern. You're going to get an exact roadmap, the knowledge, actionable steps, tools that you can use while you're in the game, customized to you, and also frameworks. You'll have a stress-free and sustainable experience. I root this program in structured autonomy, meaning you always have options and you always have to tap into what feels best for me, because that's what makes it sustainable. Self-inquiry and you making decisions you love. You get your customized toolkit to heal and to show up as your best self every single day, and it only takes 20 minutes per day. And imagine all of the time you will save from not being stuck in your head, and all of the decades of pain you will save. Oh, you're also going to have accountability along the way and unlimited support. You'll get 6 one-on-one sessions, a weekly progress accountability form, weekly group coaching calls. You'll have real-time chats with me, and you're going to be in a container with powerhouse women just like yourself. And you're going to make lifelong friendships, and you're going to learn what it feels like to be deeply seen and heard. And that's going to set your bar for human connection way up here. It is just a profound, life-changing community you'll be a part of. And finally, measurable results. You'll get a clear system, your roadmap, real outcomes, and you'll score 8+ on the relationship fulfillment quiz. And we track that progress every step of the way. Here's a little snapshot of what's inside of the house. Like I said, you'll get the exact step-by-step roadmap. You can see here, connection to self, relationship clarity, healthy habits, trauma rewire. It is all laid out for you. You get clear program milestones. You literally check off the boxes to break the hustle for love pattern. I don't know about you, but man, this sounds so much better than healing whack-a-mole or shaking magical feathers under the full moon during a shamanic animal healing ceremony and wondering if it's working. The accountability and real-time support. This is your weekly alignment survey. I'll be giving you feedback on it. We're in the game every step of the way. As you can see here, we have a Slack channel where we're sharing wins. We have squirrel triage, those thoughts that you are not your thoughts. We're going to drop them in here and tackle your squirrels in real time. This isn't like therapy where you meet Betty on the second Tuesday of every month and you can't remember what you're struggling with. We are in the game together. You'll get group calls. You'll get to ask me anything at any time. This real-time support and you feeling deeply seen and heard is at the crux of the model as you go through this experience. And like I said, you're surrounded by badass, supportive women. Oh, you're going to form lifelong friendships. You have women that are in your same shoes, just badasses in life and in their careers, and they're also breaking this hustle for love pattern. You are not alone, and we really, really rise together so quickly. Just to hit the point home, this could be you, just like Helena, going from overwhelmed, people-pleasing, and resentful to living life on her terms, no longer settling in relationships, with unshakable self-love, healthy boundaries, and has a deep sense of peace and contentment. Or you can be like Liliana, going from overwhelmed, burnt out, always hustling and self-sacrificing and overthinking in her romantic relationship and all relationships at work, to feeling balanced, calm, present with unshakable self-love and self-worth and self-trust in her career, her relationships with her family, and also in her romantic relationship. Or you could be like Julie, going from resentful and reactive and showing these kids these toxic relationship patterns, feeling depleted, mentally scattered post-divorce, and fearful of repeating this pattern again, to feeling energized, at peace, confident in her skin, has stronger connection with her kids, and is confidently and deliberately building a healthy and fulfilling romantic relationship. She's showing up as her best self without all the past muck. Now's the time where you take action. I gotta be clear, I don't just work with anyone. I am obsessed with getting women to the finish line. So I work with a very specific type of woman. If you are a woman who is aware of her unhealthy relationship pattern, you own the pattern. You're not blaming other people. You're like, no, Tiff, I'm here. I'm going to solve this. This is my pattern. You are a powerhouse. You get shit done in life. You have a solid career. You're a high achiever. I know I can give you a roadmap and give you the help, and you are going to soar. And number 4, you can invest in yourself. You don't want to play healing whack-a-mole and try to solve this on your own for years or decades, and you realize the value in a system, and you are a woman that has no problem investing in yourself to get the solution and the help that you need. So if this is you and you are done messing around with this hustle for love pattern and you're ready to build healthy aligned relationships and you're ready to feel at peace and fulfilled, go ahead and apply to book your strategy call right now. I wouldn't wait. Get on it. Click below. Let's go. The worst case, we're not a fit. And then I do my best to connect you with a resource or a program or coach that's a better fit for you. Best case, I can help you. We book this strategy call and then we break the hustle for love pattern and look like that lady on the right. You are just feeling good. You're your full authentic self, magnetic and full of love and feeling at peace at the end of each day. All right, let's do it. If this is you, go ahead, apply to book your strategy call below. It'll take you literally 2 minutes. Jump on in there. I'm so glad that I got to share this science and this magic with you. And I truly hope that we're a fit, that you're going to apply to book your strategy call, and that we are going to be on the Zoom machine within days. And we're going to hit the ground running, and we're going to break this hustle for love pattern for good. I wish that I had the words to truly tell you how profound this system is and how differently you're going to feel in weeks. Part of you is just going to have to trust me. Book this call. Let's get on the horn and let's hit the ground running together. All right, I'm sending you so much love. And if this energetically feels good for you, I'm really looking forward to hearing from you.